The universe spent 13.8 billion years setting the physical stage, and when humans finally arrived to populate it, for a very long time, almost nothing changed. If you map the last 6,000 years of recorded history, our capacity to control our environment, our technological power, and our global population forms a nearly flat line. Generation after generation lived, worked, and died using the exact same basic tools as their ancestors. Look at this timeline. Spanning 6,000 years of human history, the data crawls along the bottom. Then, right at the edge, over the last 100 years, the line breaks. It shoots upward at a nearly 90-degree angle. Population, computational power, and infrastructure all explode vertically. This data represents the defining mystery of our species. After millennia of stagnation, some invisible engine activated, triggering a burst of creation that completely defies all previous historical momentum. This symbol, the Darum Eden logo, was designed to map that exact anomaly. It functions as a philosophical blueprint to decode our sudden evolution. Notice the geometry. The sharp vertical arrow up the center perfectly mirrors that 100-year data spike. To understand the fuel powering that upward trajectory, we have to look past modern economics and reinterpret the oldest story in our historical record, the Garden of Eden. For centuries, medieval theology framed the forbidden fruit as a malicious trap, a test of obedience designed to trigger the fall of humanity. But consider the architectural design of the garden. If a creator wanted to completely hide a dangerous object, they wouldn't place it in the exact center, where it must be confronted every single day. It was placed there deliberately, as a necessary challenge, a quest. In our current era, those fruits take specific shapes. In the blueprint, they appear as these 4 balancing spheres. They represent universal human drives: money, honor, power, and relationships. The relentless desire to acquire these things is often labeled a sin. Yet that exact desire serves as the psychological engine calibrated to drive our sudden, vertical spike of human progress. The drive is entirely natural. The outcome depends entirely on the method of acquisition. This is where the system branches into 2 distinct paths. When we try to seize these fruits through ego, shortcuts, or exploitation, we generate what this philosophy calls dark pain. It produces anxiety, deep psychological emptiness, and ultimately fractures society. The alternative is white pain. This is the agonizing, righteous struggle required to solve complex problems. It demands late nights of research, intense physical exhaustion, and a strict adherence to ethics. Enduring white pain eventually triggers a breakthrough. Psychologists call it flow. In this blueprint, it's a profound, unexplainable joy and spiritual maturity that emerges solely from legitimately earning the fruit. When millions of people continuously choose the intense friction of white pain over easy shortcuts, they actively upgrade humanity's collective capability. That focused effort is the fuel burning inside the 100-year vertical engine. The spiritual discipline of white pain physically manifests as the literal reshaping of our planet. Look at the scale of the environments we built to manage our progress. When engineers spent years developing highly complex network security to monitor hundreds of cameras simultaneously, they threaded a massive digital nervous system through structures like the World Trade Center. Conquering these technological boundaries rapidly expands outward, securing the daily commutes of millions across sprawling underground arteries, like the massive subway networks beneath Madrid. These vast systems of steel, concrete, and code stand as the tangible byproducts of humanity successfully navigating the Eden game. Medieval theology taught people to wait in fear for a peaceful destination after death. The data and blueprint suggest a much more active reality. In the blueprint, the vertical structure rests on this solid black elliptical base, representing the human mind and the daily choice to endure. Framing the process are the laurel leaves, a crown of victory for mastering the physical world through relentless ethical effort. The technological explosion we are living through right now aligns perfectly with our original design. We stand on the extreme vertical edge of the Eden blueprint, proving heaven is an active construction site, a future we are building right now.